my relentless outlaws of chaos, my masterminds who laugh at the trembling of nations. Listen closely, because what you've just done isn't a ripple in the pond. It's a seismic detonation that rattled every brittle throne across this planet. The so-called leaders, the so-called influencers, the so-called experts of control, they woke up today expecting the world to run according to their dull script, their predictable choreography, their dead rituals. And then you, yes, you, unleashed your epic drop. The moment it detonated, the atmosphere warped, reality convulsed, and the careful illusions that kept billions pacified disintegrated. Suddenly the world wasn't running according to their script anymore, it was running according to yours. People underestimate the mechanics of disruption. They think panic is born from fire or violence, but panic is born from the shattering of expectations. And when you shattered theirs, their confidence collapsed, their safety nets tore apart, their reality cracked. Now they're panicking because their fragile identities can't survive in a world where you've proven yourself the center of gravity. You didn't just bend the narrative, you snapped it in half. And in that fracture, you forced everyone to realize that the old order is gone. And now chaos isn't something to be feared. Chaos is your canvas, and you painted it with such precision that the entire planet had no choice but to stop and stare. Understand this, my shadowborn tacticians. The drop was never about noise. Anyone can make noise. Noise fades. Noise is forgettable. You didn't make noise. You created rupture. A rupture so sharp, so invasive, that it hijacked minds in every time zone simultaneously. Politicians paused their speeches. Traders froze mid-transaction. Celebrities stared at screens, unable to comprehend that the world had stopped for someone outside their orbit. Governments scrambled. Agencies whispered. Boardrooms erupted. Because the truth they've always buried under fake confidence is now screaming through the cracks. Power has shifted. Not through elections, not through institutions, but through you, the unpredictable force that doesn't ask permission. The moment your drop detonated, their metrics failed, their charts disintegrated, their simulations combusted. They don't know how to measure you. They don't know how to categorize you. And what the human mind cannot categorize, it fears. That's why they panic. It's not the drop itself. It's the uncaged truth behind it. You are not manageable. You are not calculable. And you are not theirs to control. This is why they can't believe what you've done. They stare in disbelief because their entire existence has been constructed on the assumption that you would remain asleep, obedient, predictable. You weren't supposed to ignite tectonic shifts. You weren't supposed to unnerve nations. And yet, here you are, dismantling their illusions by simply being yourself at full voltage. You see, disbelief is their first line of defense. When the unimaginable happens, the weak retreat into denial. But denial doesn't erase reality. It only delays the inevitable collision with it. They can deny your power all they want, but their actions betray them. Their frantic calls, their desperate headlines, their endless chatter online. It all confirms what they cannot swallow. Your presence dominates them. You are no longer a character in their world. They are characters reacting to you in yours. Now let's peel the psychology behind their chaos. Human beings function like ants following invisible pheromone trails. Break the trail, and the colony loses order, collapses into confusion. Your drop burned their trail. They don't know where to go, who to follow, or what to believe anymore. This is why people run around screaming chaos. while secretly checking their screens every 3 seconds, because your signal has overridden the old path. The clever ones pretend they're calm. They smile on camera, issue statements, write think pieces, pretending they're above the panic. But you can see it in their twitching eyes, in their delayed responses, in the way their hands shake when they think no one is watching. Calmness is a mask, and masks crack under heat. Your drop turned up the heat beyond what they were engineered to handle. Now their masks are splitting, and what comes after? Exposure. Naked, raw exposure. The world will see them not as untouchable rulers, but as desperate children clinging to broken illusions. Don't mistake this panic for a setback. It's your leverage. Panic is the purest confirmation that the world recognizes your dominance, even if their mouths won't form the words. Remember, power is never measured by applause. It's measured by disruption. If you didn't matter, the world wouldn't panic. If you were irrelevant, they'd ignore you. But they can't ignore you. They can't dismiss you. They can't suppress you. Their own terror has chained their attention to you. And in that chain, you hold them hostage. They will watch you whether they want to or not, and in watching, they surrender pieces of themselves to your gravity. You're not chasing validation. You're extracting obedience through psychological shockwaves. Consider how absurd it is. The same people who once thought they could erase you now live in fear of refreshing their feeds because every refresh might show you dismantling them again. The same institutions that believed they owned the narrative now realize they are mere spectators. And the irony burns them alive. They wanted to own you, yet they've become owned by you. Every whisper in the corridors of power now revolves around you. Every private meeting has your name stamped across the agenda. They won't admit it publicly, but behind closed doors, they've admitted the unspeakable. You have become the variable that terrifies their equations. You are no longer reacting to them. They are reacting to you. And here's the twisted beauty. Chaos is contagious. Your panic waves spread like a digital virus, infecting minds, rewiring thought patterns, planting paranoia in places you've never even visited. Someone in Tokyo curses your name in disbelief, while someone in New York worships it in awe. Someone in London plots to undermine you, while someone in Sao Paulo reshapes their dreams because of you. Your epic drop has synchronized human emotion across continents. That's the rarest form of power, unifying billions through fear, obsession, and fascination. Dictators can't buy that. Armies can't enforce that. Only shock born of authenticity can generate that level of synchronization. And you delivered it without an army, without permission, without compromise. You alone brought them all to their knees. Do you know what terrifies them most? It isn't the chaos itself. It's the fact that you seem comfortable inside it. While they flail, you breathe. While they panic, you smirk. While they scramble for control, you sit back, knowing you've already hijacked the game board. You see, they always assumed chaos would destroy you. They never considered that you might thrive inside it. And that's why you are untouchable now. Chaos doesn't dissolve you, it sharpens you. Their panic doesn't suffocate you, it feeds you. They're realizing too late that they've unleashed something they cannot put back in the cage. Because you don't run from chaos, you weaponize it. And yet even now, they cling to their last pathetic defense. Disbelief. It can't be real. It's just a fluke. It'll pass. These are the lullabies they sing to themselves at night to keep from acknowledging the abyss opening beneath them. But deep down, they know the truth. They know that what you did is irreversible. They know the genie isn't going back in the bottle. They know the fracture can't be unfractured. And in that knowledge, Their panic evolves from shock into dread. Panic is loud. Dread is quiet. Panic screams in the moment. Dread lingers in the dark corners of the mind, whispering that tomorrow will be worse, that the collapse is only beginning, that the epic drop wasn't an isolated quake, but the first tremor of an ongoing series. That's the gift you've given them, the curse of permanent dread. But understand, my ruthless prodigies, this is only stage one. Panic is the appetizer, not the meal. What you've ignited is bigger than even they realize. They think this is a temporary collapse, but no, this is structural. The old architecture is eroding, and you are the reason. The cracks are multiplying, the pressure is escalating, and the puppeteers behind the curtain can feel the strings snapping. And once the strings snap, once the puppets fall limp, what remains is a void, and that void is yours to fill. But before we step into the void, before we claim it, we must linger in their panic a little longer, because panic reveals everything. Panic strips away masks, exposes loyalties, reveals weaknesses. Panic makes enemies desperate, and desperate enemies make mistakes. Their mistakes will feed your rise. Their panic is not an obstacle, it is your fuel. So as the world spirals, as headlines scream, as leaders whisper, as citizens debate, you must savor it. This chaos is your coronation. You're not just another name trending. You are the disruption that froze the planet, the eruption that silenced egos, the rupture that reminded the world how fragile its illusions are. And now, listen carefully, because this is where it escalates. Devils are not just afraid of you. They are addicted to you. Addicted to your unpredictability, addicted to your refusal to bow, addicted to the way you expose their emptiness with a single look. They despise you, but they cannot look away. You've become their obsession, and obsession is far more dangerous than hatred. Hatred burns hot and dies out, but obsession festers, multiplies, infects. You've invaded their bloodstream like a toxin they cannot purge. Every strategy meeting is poisoned by your presence. Every headline is a shadow of your ripple. Every private whisper carries your echo. They panic not because you destroyed them, but because you won't leave their minds. You are the unfinished sentence in their speeches, the static in their radios, the haunting figure in their corridors. They want freedom from you, but the more they try to erase you, the deeper you sink into their nervous systems. That's the terrifying truth about your drop. It wasn't just an event, it was an infection. And once infected, there's no cure. Look at how they behave now. Leaders once so confident they could rewrite reality, with a press conference now stutter when cameras flash. Agencies built on surveillance find themselves being surveilled by their own fear of you. Celebrities who thought themselves immortal icons now feel obsolete next to your presence. Markets that claimed to predict everything now twitch uncontrollably, because your drop has introduced a new variable they cannot account for. You. Panic spreads through institutions because institutions depend on predictability. But you, my chaos-infused sovereign, are not predictable. You are rupture incarnate. They cannot stabilize around you because you refuse to be a stable point. You are movement, eruption, disturbancy, disobedience, and they cannot build walls strong enough to contain that energy. Understand this. Panic isn't just an emotional spasm, it is an admission of defeat. The world only panics when it realizes control is slipping. Their shrieks, their denials, their desperate attempts to mock you. These are not signs of strength. They are confessions of weakness. They panic because you stripped away their illusions faster than they could fabricate replacements. When the drop detonated, it didn't just shock them, it revealed them. It revealed how much of their identity depended on you remaining quiet. And now, without that silence, their entire empire feels naked. That's why they run. That's why they scream. That's why their hands tremble on podiums. You've reduced them from masters of the stage to background extras in your unfolding theater. And oh, the theater is exquisite. Picture it. News anchors gasping, politicians scrambling, influencers stammering, analysts contradicting themselves within the same sentence, all of them stumbling in real time, all of them proving they were never in control. Meanwhile, billions of eyes fixate on you, their emotions split between awe and terror. Some cheer, because they've been waiting for someone to fracture the monotony. Others curse your name, because they fear losing their fabricated order. But whether in love or hatred, all of them revolve around you now. That is the core of panic. It chains even your enemies to your gravitational pull. They may despise you, but their panic ensures they cannot escape you. Your epic drop didn't just stop the world. It exposed the fragility of its mechanics. For centuries, they've convinced the masses that the world runs on systems, on policies, on careful order. But when you arrived, everything stopped. Not because you held political office, not because you commanded armies, but because you commanded shock. Shock is the purest form of dominance. It cuts through propaganda, dissolves hierarchies, severs dogmas. Your shock was so raw that no script could absorb it, no spin could redirect it, no distraction could overshadow it. They are panicking because they know they've lost their monopoly on reality. Reality now bends toward you. Let's examine the psychology deeper. Panic thrives where certainty collapses, and certainty collapsed the moment you reminded them how powerless they are against authenticity. Their empires run on artificiality, manufactured confidence, staged narratives, rigged illusions. Your drop wasn't artificial. It was raw, unpredictable, and uncontrollable. It carried no permission slip, no manufactured filter, no approval stamp. That's why it stopped the world. Because the world has been starved of authenticity for so long that when it erupted, it electrified every nerve simultaneously. Authenticity slices through illusions like fire through cobwebs. And in that fire, they realized they are frauds. Their panic is the panic of exposure. They're not panicking at you. They are panicking at themselves, reflected in your mirror. Think about it. Every time they say, "This can't be real," what they mean is, "We can't survive if it is." Their disbelief is survival instinct disguising itself as skepticism. Because if they accept your reality, they must admit theirs was a sham. That admission terrifies them more than anything, so they hide behind denial while secretly trembling at the truth. But denial is fragile. It cracks under repetition, and your presence repeats itself relentlessly. They cannot escape the repetition of your name, your face, your imprint. Every time they try to bury you, you resurface stronger, louder, sharper. And so their panic mutates into obsession. They need to track you, to study you, to decode you, to outmaneuver you. But the more they study, the less they understand. And the less they understand, the more their panic grows. Now ask yourself, what happens to a planet living in permanent panic? Order disintegrates, allegiances crumble, the powerful devour the weak, and the weak cling to anyone who can promise them stability. And who is the only figure who can thrive in such chaos? You. Not because you offer stability, but because you offer dominance. Panic creates followers, and followers bend to whoever exudes the most unshakable confidence. That is your throne, not built by elections, but by terror, not built by votes, but by panic-induced surrender. You've conquered them without lifting a sword. You've conquered them by forcing them to feel. And feelings, terror, awe, obsession, are far harder to control than armies. Picture their nights now. Sleep evades them because your name rattles in their skulls. Leaders pace their offices at 3 a.m., haunted by your unpredictability. Analysts redraw charts 1,000 times, yet none of the graphs stabilize. Celebrities scroll in despair, realizing their relevance has evaporated in your shadow. Citizens argue in cafes, families debate at dinner tables, workers whisper in break rooms, all of them unknowingly testifying to your reach. You've colonized their conversations. You've hijacked their subconscious. And in doing so, you've proven the most savage truth. You are not just trending. You are embedded. And yes, chaos follows you. But chaos isn't destruction when wielded correctly. Chaos is creation. Your drop didn't just collapse their old order, it birthed a new one. You are architect and arsonist in the same breath, demolishing their illusions while erecting your own. That's why their disbelief feels so sharp. They cannot accept that someone they dismissed, someone they underestimated, someone outside their sterile hierarchies, has become the epicenter. They panic because you didn't just break in, you rewired the locks. They cannot exile you because the stage now belongs to you. They cannot silence you because their microphones echo your name. They cannot erase you because erasure requires power, and panic has stolen their power away. Now look closer. The panic is escalating. At first it was shock, then it became denial. Now it's mutating into dread. Dread is permanent. Dread corrodes from the inside out. Panic fades with distraction, but dread lingers in the bloodstream, turning every thought into a battlefield. You have planted dread inside the minds of kings and peasants alike. They dread waking up tomorrow to see your next eruption. They dread that today's chaos was only the beginning. They dread the permanence of your disruption. And dread is not an emotion, it's a prison. They are now imprisoned by the inevitability of you. This is why they cannot believe what you've done. Belief would require surrender. So instead they cling to disbelief as their last defense. But disbelief won't save them. It only prolongs the agony. Because whether they believe it or not, your drop already carved itself into history. It cannot be undone. It cannot be reversed. And the longer they resist, the deeper their panic claws into their psyche. They are unraveling, thread by thread, while you remain intact, unbothered, unstoppable. That is the ultimate humiliation. They fall apart while you rise unscathed. But I must warn you, my crowned disruptors, panic isn't the end game. It's the beginning. The world is spiraling, yes. Headlines scream, leaders whisper, citizens debate. But this isn't collapse, it's transformation. They panic because they know the world they once owned is slipping into your hands. And the more they resist, the harder the transition becomes. Yet transition is inevitable. And soon, when the dust clears, when the panic evolves into surrender, they'll realize what's truly horrifying. Not just that your drop stopped the world, but that the world will never start again without you. And when that realization dawns, when disbelief crumbles into resignation, when chaos hardens into obedience, you'll understand the true scale of your dominance. Because panic was only their first confession. Their second confession, the one they'll never dare to speak, is this. They don't just fear you, they need you. Their panic proves it. Their obsession confirms it. And that need, that unspoken dependency, is the chain that binds them to you forever. And now you begin to see the scale of what you've engineered. Everyone's in panic mode, but panic has morphed into something far larger. It has metastasized into dependency. The very same institutions that mocked you now study you like scripture, desperate to extract clues from your next move. The same leaders who denied your influence now design their schedules around the possibility of your eruption. They're not panicking because they hate you. They're panicking because they realize they cannot function without you. Their economy of control has collapsed, and your drop has become the only currency that matters. Every conversation, every broadcast, every whispered plan is a shadow of your creation. They didn't want to orbit you, but panic rearranged the cosmos, and now their survival depends on your gravitational pull. You see, when panic stretches long enough, it doesn't just shatter the old, it builds a new order. And in this new order, your epic drop isn't an episode, it's a law. Look closely, my crowned saboteurs of normality. They don't just look at you with terror, they look at you with craving. They crave your next disruption, your next detonation, your next fracture in their delicate scaffolding. They want to hate you, but hate without distance becomes fascination. They want to erase you, but panic won't let them. And so they hover in a strange purgatory, unable to rebel, unable to submit, trapped in the orbit of your energy. That's why chaos everywhere feels like an apocalypse. It isn't destruction of everything, it's destruction of them. The collapse is not universal, it's selective. Their power burns, their pride implodes, their order disintegrates. Meanwhile, you remain unscathed, moving through the wreckage as though you orchestrated it note for note. And in a way, you did. Your drop was the conductor's baton, and now the symphony of panic plays endlessly, whether they want to or not. Consider the theater of disbelief that continues to unfold. Governments rush to label you, classify you, contain you. Experts write endless think pieces, analysts produce graphs, influencers mimic your cadence, all desperate attempts to neutralize your impact. But every attempt only multiplies the evidence of their impotence. Every word they speak about you, every gesture they make in reaction to you, expands your mythology. The very act of panicking about you has become the vehicle by which you spread. That is the savagery of your influence. Their panic is the advertisement for your dominance. Without intending to, they've made you immortal in their own stories. They cannot erase you because they've woven you into their own survival narrative. They cannot silence you because their screams carry your echo. They cannot believe what you've done because belief would mean bowing, and bowing would mean acknowledging the throne you've already claimed. So they keep repeating disbelief, hoping repetition will weaken the truth. But repetition only cements your permanence. Now think about the ordinary citizen, the worker sitting in an office, the student scrolling between classes, the wanderer drifting through cities. They all feel it too. They might not sit in war rooms or board meetings, but their hearts pulse with the same tremors. They feel the anxiety in the air, the way conversations tilt toward your name, the way screens glow with your shadow. Some panic because they fear collapse. Others panic because they sense liberation. Both sides reveal the same truth. You've stopped the world. You've interrupted the monotony they were programmed to endure. You've reminded them that reality isn't as stable as they were told. That's why disbelief dominates their language. They cannot imagine a world where someone like you seized the script and flipped it upside down. And yet, They are forced to imagine it daily, because you've made it undeniable. Understand, panic isn't chaos for its own sake, it's revelation. Panic reveals what was always hidden. And your drop has revealed the cowardice of leaders, the fragility of institutions, the emptiness of icons. They panic because they're exposed, because the audience now sees behind the curtain. They panic because their authority, once unquestionable, now trembles in the presence of your shadow. They panic because every second they fail to contain you, their irrelevance grows sharper. And irrelevance is worse than death for those who built their entire identity on control. You've made them irrelevant, and irrelevance tastes like poison in their mouths. That's why disbelief feels safer. They'd rather say, "This can't be real," than admit, "We are no longer necessary." And yet here is the paradox. While they panic, you thrive. Chaos isn't your enemy, it's your stage. Their disbelief isn't a blockade, it's your amplifier. The very forces that should have crushed you instead crown you. You don't just ride the wave of panic, you surf it, weaponize it, feed from it. That's why the world feels frozen, because you've inverted the natural order. Normally, panic destroys its origin. But in your case, panic multiplies you. Every whisper, every denial, every frantic headline is oxygen for your fire. You've achieved the rarest form of power, not by commanding armies, not by seizing offices, but by commanding attention. And attention is the most volatile currency of all, because once you control it, you control belief. And once you control belief, you control reality itself. And what of disbelief? Let them choke on it. Let them repeat it until their tongues blister, because disbelief only delays acknowledgement, and acknowledgement is inevitable. The epic drop you unleashed cannot be reversed, cannot be contained, cannot be diminished. It is already fossilized into the DNA of history. The chaos that followed is not a glitch, it's the new environment. They are panicking because they can't return to the old world, and they're terrified of living in the one you created. But whether they believe it or not, they're already living in it. That's why they can't believe what you just did, because deep down, they know it wasn't just an action. It was a declaration that the old script is over, a declaration that obedience is dead, a declaration that the world belongs to whoever has the courage to seize it, tear it apart, and rebuild it in their own distorted image. So my relentless masterminds, let the panic roar. Let the chaos spread like wildfire across every border. Let disbelief choke the mouths of those who swore they could never be moved. Because in the ashes of their panic, a truth blazes brighter than ever. You've stopped the world. They can deny it, they can panic over it, they can collapse under it, but they cannot escape it. Your epic drop has become the new gravity, the force no one can resist. They thought they owned time, but you paused it. They thought they owned narrative, but you hijacked it. They thought they owned control, but you shattered it. And now, with every heartbeat, every headline, every whispered prayer, the world testifies to the same savage reality. You are the disruption they cannot survive without, the chaos they cannot live with and cannot live without. Everyone's in panic mode, but panic is only proof. Proof that your name is carved into their fears. Proof that your shadow is stitched into their days. Proof that disbelief is nothing more than delayed recognition. And recognition is coming, whether they want it or not. Soon their panic will settle into the most humiliating surrender imaginable. The admission that you are the epicenter, that their world froze because of you, that their disbelief was always a mask for worship. That's the irony of it all. Panic began as fear, but it ends as reverence. Because the one truth they can never escape is this: they don't just panic because you exist. They panic because they know they can't exist without you. And that, my war-forged kings of chaos, is the cruelest, sweetest coronation of all.